Here are the 3 best ways to use social media to enhance your fundraising. Let me begin by saying that social media is not a fundraising strategy. If you think you can replace going out and talking to human beings across in a live setting with being online, you are mistaken. You're not going to raise even close to the amount of money that you would otherwise. However, social media can be a tool, and there are 3 really powerful ways that you can leverage social media to enhance your existing fundraising efforts, and we're going to talk about those today. And those are, of course, storytelling, engagement, and traffic. And I'll explain in detail what each of these mean. But here are the 3 ways that we want to use social media to improve our fundraising program and bring in a whole lot more revenue. We'll start with storytelling. I'm sure you've heard the phrase that facts tell and stories sell, and that is absolutely the case in fundraising. It is much more effective to share one story about one person than it is to talk about thousands of people that you've helped or the percent difference that you've made on the homeless population. I can't picture 76% of a homeless population. But if you tell me a story about someone who's on the streets and they were able to get some help and now they're thriving, that is way more compelling to get me to contribute to your charity, to give money, time, whatever you're asking of me, than all of the different things you're doing with facts and figures. So storytelling, super easy way to put your message out there is, of course, the use of social media. Now, I'll say up front, you don't need to spend a whole lot of time on social media. You'll want to batch all of your posting, either spend like an hour a week or so on Mondays getting everything batched out for the week, or a lot of organizations choose to do a couple hours for the whole month. So you're spending 2 to 3 hours one Monday afternoon, and that gets your whole social media calendar for the entire month done. The posting frequency, maybe twice a week, up to 5 times a week if you have a full-time person who can really dedicate time to it. But again, this often becomes an excuse for charities to say, oh, I'm working so hard, I'm fundraising, I'm doing outreach. It's like you're posting on social media. There's a tool and there's a great way to use it, but it doesn't replace fundraising. For storytelling, here's how I would use it. Start with personal, behind the scenes, or BTS content. You don't have to have super polished with really nice cameras and a big setup and microphones. Just recording with your iPhone, people talking about the work that you're doing. If you're a food bank, just getting some selfie videos of the bank actually working. If you're an animal shelter, just getting some cute videos of dogs and cats. All these things are way more effective than these intensely produced video. There's so much video being created and uploaded and posted and shared these days that you're just gonna get lost in the mess anyways, and people actually are kind of swinging back the other way towards craving things that seem real and authentic. So if you can get something that's raw and unedited and real and authentic and put it out there a couple times a week, it just keeps you top of mind. Again, we don't necessarily have to have a call to action. Maybe you include a donate link or click here to get involved or click here to learn more. We'll talk more about that in one of the other sections here. But in terms of storytelling, you just want to kind of paint the picture of what your organization does. It doesn't take a whole lot. If you have some confidentiality issues, say you're a women's shelter, and obviously you can't, for the very obvious reasons, post pictures and videos of the shelter or the people itself. You can get pictures and videos from staff, stories that are anonymized. There's still ways to get around it and making sure that you're sharing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and focusing on storytelling. So what this does is it keeps you top of mind for people. So they see you in their feeds and they can interact in some way. You don't have to do a lot, they just have to notice you. The example that I always give is, say you see an ad for a Big Mac burger, right? The design of that ad is not for you to get in your car and then drive to McDonald's and then order a Big Mac. It's not like that ad worked on me, it convinced me to go to McDonald's. It's like, no, they're just putting that image in your mind a couple times a week, a couple times a month, so that next time that you drive by McDonald's, you think, oh man, I just saw that Big Mac ad. It looked really good. I'm hungry. I should go get a Big Mac. You shouldn't get a Big Mac. They're bad for you. But that's the design of advertising. It's the same kind of thing with the storytelling. We just want to kind of drip out content a little bit. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to exist and keep us top of mind. Hey, thanks for checking out our video. If you're getting value out of this but would like something more personalized, you can book 30 minutes with one of our experts to see if you qualify for our support services. Link below in the description. Number 2, of course, is engagement. Now, the advantage of things like a newsletter or an annual report is you have a singular entity that gets sent out to lots of different people, and it kind of gets spread out. This is a one-to-many message. Sometimes this is called marketing. We have a whole video on that if you want to learn more and check that out. But you have a singular message in your newsletter, your annual report, your appeal. Maybe even your website is this way. It is a single source of information that gets shot out to many people at once. Hopefully, the design of social media and the role of that is that you have these kind of two-way streets. You're making a connection here, and you have information that goes both ways. People can respond back to you, and they can also respond to each other, and they can interact this way as well. And you have these little triangles of people who are interacting and engaging around your content. Here are a few things that our clients love to post that they find to be pretty effective. 1, donor spotlights. And they don't even have to be large donors. They can be any donor who wants to share why they give. You can ask a donor saying, hey, really appreciate your $50 gift. I know that was a super meaningful gift for you, and it was a super meaningful gift for us as well. Would you be willing to let us share you in a donor spotlight? We do these once a week or twice a month or once a month or whatever, where we just post someone's picture and we say, thank you so much for your support. And underneath that is there a little quote about your organization. I love supporting the such and such animal shelter because they always blank, blank, and blank. I hope that you all do that too. And you send that out, that photo of them with them showing that they're a donor to the organization. The first thing they're going to do on Facebook or Instagram or X or whatever platform you use when they see that is they're going to share it. So instead of your following getting to see it, it's your following plus their following, their friends and their supporters and the people who are connected to them, of course, are going to see that thing, and they want people to see it because it makes them look good to be a donor somewhere. Of course, some people want to be anonymous and want to give where people don't know so they don't get hit up by different charities all the time. But there are a lot of donors probably in your pipeline who are perfectly happy being spotlighted, would be excited to be spotlighted, in fact, in many cases, and it really helps share it out. So if you're looking for ways to do content, as I mentioned before, storytelling is great in terms of engagement and getting more people involved. Really can focus on donor spotlights. You can also do board spotlights. You can do volunteer spotlights, you can do staff spotlights, but just highlighting people. Like yes, we are an organization, we are an entity, but the entity is only made up of people. When you talk to a nonprofit on Instagram, you're not talking to a thing, you're talking to a person who runs that Instagram account, and we forget that, and it's really easy to because we're behind these screens. So if you can really humanize your organization, it really makes a big difference. The next thing I would share is updates, milestones, achievements, anything that you've gotten where you've reached a fundraising goal, or you've reached an impact goal, or you've done X, Y, and Z this quarter. Whatever thing that you've accomplished, all you have to do is talk about it. People just see that you're active, that you're out there doing stuff. Sometimes that's all you need to get someone to go, oh, I didn't know we had an animal shelter in town. I actually been looking for a place to volunteer. I'd love to come and help out. You didn't have to ask that person to do anything. They just happened to see your post on Instagram, or someone that they know reshared it to their story, posted it on their Facebook, or whatever it might be. But as you hit these milestones and you're looking for content to post, this is a super easy thing. Maybe the things that you accomplish in February, pick 2 or 3 things from February and just drip those out across March, maybe one a week, every other week or something in March. And that gives you plenty of content. That way you're always a month ahead with that. The final thing are easy CTAs, or calls to action. So I'd say maybe a third, maybe a 25%, 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 of your posts can be calls to action saying, hey, attention supporters of such and such animal shelter, we're looking for volunteers right now. Or we need more dog food, or we're doing a drive for this, this, and this. Or between now and the end of the month, your gift is doubled. So please rush a donation today to whatever. You don't want too many of your posts to be this, because then otherwise, as people see the Smith Animal Shelters, they're scrolling, the Smith Animal Shelter is always just asking for stuff. It feels like an ad. But if you're talking about spotlights and milestones and you're just including those things, and then every now and again, asking for something, totally reasonable. People will generally not unfollow. They won't get mad that a charity's asking occasionally. We just have to mix it up a little bit. I wouldn't go more than a third. You could probably do 10% and that would be fine. But having some level of calls to actions, or just asking for things that you need. And a lot of times it's gonna feel like it falls on deaf ears. Like you're gonna post something, it's gonna get 3 likes and no comments, and that's it. And the key is just being consistent. It's the toughest thing to do, because you're like, man, we post on social media and just nothing happens. It's like, well, partially yes, because it's a tough game to play and you have to really play the game and spend a lot of time to grow it. But if you can do the bare minimum, again, maybe an hour a week or 3 or 4 hours a month batched, where you schedule all your posts out. There are lots of tools like Buffer and Hootsuite that allow you to schedule social media posts in advance. You can do all your posting in one day, and then it just magically posts for you the rest of the month. Super easy to do and much more worthwhile than just not doing it all. So best to be in the game a little bit. You don't have to go all in, but just having a little bit of something really helps. And the final piece is traffic, or the ability to drive traffic. So your website tends to be, at least online, the final place that people come to make a gift. Maybe you have a newsletter, right? And in the newsletter it says, hey, give a gift today. Where does that newsletter take you? Right to your website. Or you have a Facebook post that's gonna take you to the website. Or maybe you have a QR code on a physical piece of material that is sitting on one of your offices or on one of your campuses, still to the website. So this social media piece here is just a top of funnel that goes to the website. Social media is by design very fast-paced. Like there's just not a lot of great long-form content places. Like there's YouTube, but usually people are watching YouTube long videos, they're kind of in a different headspace than absorbing short-form content. Like if you look at someone scroll on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Reels or any of the vertical infinite scrolling platforms, I mean, they're spending less than a second on most videos. They're really cranking through. Same thing with Twitter. I mean, you're reading really, really fast, and it's just, you're not in the headspace of getting these long stories. So the best way to convert and get people to engage more deeply is to start with those attention-grabbing pieces and then push people to your website eventually. So if you want more traffic to your website where you're gonna get more donations, you're gonna get people to sign up to volunteer, they can learn way more, you can embed large, longer videos that talk about what you do, you can show your staff, volunteers, you can spotlight your donors, you can do donor listings and donor walls. There's 1,000 things that are super effective on your website specific to fundraising. And one of the best pathways, other than just Google or people knowing your name and typing it into the URL bar, is social media. Links in your bio or on your profile page of whatever platform that you're on, but in the posts as well, saying, hey, we're having an event for our donors. We're able to highlight this, this, and this. If you want to come help out, or you want to come do this, or you want to attend these things, there's a link on our website and you can sign up. So you're not having to do a whole lot with that post, but when you go to the website, there's a whole page that talks about the time and the details, and there's photo, and there's all kinds of stuff that are a lot more engaged and a lot more in depth. So it's just a way to kind of pull people off social media and then move to where we actually want them, which is of course your website, your kind of home base. So just keep in mind that social media is a cultivation tool. It is a community capture mechanism. It is not a fundraising tool. We say, oh, we need to do a Facebook money drive or a Facebook campaign for this and that. It's just not going to be effective. Even the large organizations really struggle with that. Maybe you make $20 here or $80 there, but just the lost opportunity cost of not doing that fundraising somewhere else and you're having to pay a percentage to Facebook is just not a good look. So we're really not using this as a fundraising tool as much as we are for storytelling, for engagement, and for driving traffic to your website and all the little pieces around that. The most important thing to remember is instead of going big effort for a short period of time, you go tiny effort for a super long period of time. And I would expect probably 2 years of doing social media really, really consistently before you start to see any kind of marginal results. And if you can prepare yourself to say, hey, I'm not gonna do a lot, I'm just gonna do what is necessary, post a couple times a week. The content is going to be decent quality, it's gonna be behind the scenes, it's not gonna be overly produced, it's gonna be genuine, authentic, and I'm gonna do it twice a week for 2 years. It's gonna take me 1 hour on Mondays just to set everything up. I'm gonna get my 2 posts ready to go, and that's all that I'm willing to commit to it. That is gonna be far more effective than taking a full 2 months and just going all in and posting every day. It's all about a little bit of effort over a long period of time that kind of drives for everything else. So hopefully some of these tips were helpful and you can apply some of them to your own nonprofit. If you'd like additional help, you can head over to pridephilanthropy.com and click on that Let's Chat button to see if we can support you directly. Thank you so much for watching today, and we will see you in the next video.